All right, next one. Please expound on the early days when you and Tony were new guys in the teams. This is like a whole nother podcast. Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. It was kind of a different time. When we were new guys, like my first platoon, we were involved, like the first Gulf War, and I thought it was, wow, that was great, and we really didn't do much, and my platoon didn't. And, some of them guys over there for 6 months, then the war started, and it was like a month or whatever, and then it was done. It was like, But other than that, I think in the later stages of my career, we didn't train as hard, but the deployment, we still trained hard, but the deployments were harder, like more work. And back then, if you did a deployment where it was like a training deployment because there was no war going on, but you still had to deploy. People don't realize if there's no wars, team guys are still deploying at the same up tempo.
Yep.
And because we need constantly be around the world in case something happens. And but we did a lot of like hardcore shit. Like we did a lot more reconnaissance work, which meant we didn't have vehicles. So we had LPCs, which are leather personnel carriers, meaning boots. And we'd hump in like 25 clicks or whatever. And we'd do these ridiculous swims and these long dives and do all, really like long, like the hotter the better. You look at a team, to put it in perspective, you look at a team guy back then, a lot of them were a lot leaner, and we did a lot more running and swimming. You look at a team area now, you go to the gym, and it looks like MMA wrestlers. They do. Everybody's like stronger and not, because you got to carry more shit. We do a lot more direct action stuff. But also, we did a lot of drinking and partying. Well, in San Diego we did. I know that.
Yeah.
And we hung a lot together. Nobody was married. We had like 16 guys in my platoon, and one was married.
Yep.
And he was the LPO.
Yeah, like no one was married.
No, we all hung out together all the time. And we all like lived in Imperial Beach or like Chula Vista. Now people live like 40 miles away, and like everyone's married and owns a house. Nobody owned a house. We didn't have any money.
Cruise boxes.
Yeah, we had a house, like 5 guys in an apartment with like one couch. It was just a disaster.
The guy that you were talking about earlier that I lived in Coronado with, and for quite some time, we in our house we only had one fork. So it'd be like, hey man, are you almost done with the fork? Because I want to eat my dinner now. Couldn't go to Vaughn's and buy another fork.
I could totally see that happening with you two gorillas.
Yeah, that was funny stuff. When I remember, one of the big things I remember about checking into Team 1 was just not even looking people in the eyes, because it was this reputation and of just, you're just going to get beat down.
Yeah, we got hazed a lot too.
Oh yeah, we got beat up, we got hazed, and
a lot.
You didn't come in there thinking that the world owed you anything at all.
Yeah, no.
The only thing they owed you was an ass beating.
Right.
And we had some big monster guys at the team too. I remember I checked in and there was this one guy who, probably the biggest guy at Team 1. I'm not going to say his name again just because I don't want to.
Jay?
Yeah.
Begins with a J?
I'm checking it. I'm at the team and I'm doing some push-ups or something. And I see this guy come out of the gym. He's literally, how tall is he? 6'6"?
Yeah, about that.
6'6", 300 pounds.
He's
a monster. He's completely covered in tattoos. And he's walking. It's about a 40-meter walk from the back of the Team 1 building to the area where we keep the outboard motors and stuff. And he's walking, he's lumbering, right? He's lumbering along, and about 20 meters into this hike, he stops and he's got a gallon of milk in his hand. And he stops and uncorks the milk and just sits there and drinks half a gallon of milk, slowly puts it back down, puts the lid back on, and then lumbers the rest of the way over. I'm like, good Lord, I hope that guy doesn't eat me. like kill me and eat me. And so that was definitely the Team One thing. When I got to Team One, everyone was just big bunch of tough, mean bastards, and they were getting ready to kick your ass at any time
on a daily basis.
Yeah, and I think nowadays there's a war going on.
Right.
And so the guys have a different kind of test ahead of them, and that's cool. That's a different kind of test, and it's a harder test, and that's what guys join the teams for. So the young team guys that are coming in, freaking badass, awesome,
Absolutely.
And I tell you what, man, people say whatever about what they want to say about the way millennials are and all this stuff. Man, I've been to hanging out with some team guys, especially after some memorials and stuff. These young frogmen, they're badass.
Oh, yeah.
Badass guys
Absolutely.
that are ready to die or kill without question. And so respect, and I'm so glad to see where the teams maintains that always.
Absolutely.